I'm Dr. Byron Bucky Phillips, your tennis pro. Most of you probably know there are four main styles of play: steady baseliner, aggressive baseliner, serve and volley player, and all-court player. Not only should you seek to develop all four styles, you will need to be able to beat all four styles of player. Ancient Greeks told us, know thyself, know thy opponent. Even more important, know who you are on the tennis court, fight your own weight class. If you don't have a good volley, you're not ready for serve and volley. You'll have to play a different style. If you have multiple skills, you'll be one of the heroes of tennis, I call them, the all-court player. So we start with Uma showing us the style for the steady baseliner. Forehand, yes. Backhand, yes. You see, the steady baseliner keeps the ball in play, and he or she doesn't miss often. The way to beat those players is one must keep the ball high and deep, and if you have the stroke, occasionally hit the short-angled slice to pull them out of their comfort zones, or hit a drop shot to bring them up to unfamiliar territory. But the steady baseliner should always be your first imperative. Before you can do the other, you've got to be steady. The second style, very common in today's pro game, is the aggressive baseliner. Here comes Janae with a backhand drive. Now he comes in and puts away a forehand. Excellent. Now the aggressive baseliner, as we said, is a common player on the pro tour. Medvedev, Sasha, Tsitsipas, a lot of those players would be classified aggressive baseliners. That person is steady. They can play with you all day, but then once you hit a shorter ball, they're going to exploit that. So in playing them, it's a challenge to keep the ball very deep. You can still hit angled shots to remove them from where they're most comfortable and bring them to the net, because many of these players are not great at the net or on the overhead. The third style, serve and volley. Tara will show us a serve and volley in the deuce court. He serves, brings it in, and makes the volley. Excellent. Now the serve and volley player really sharpens your awareness on your return of serve. To beat a good serve and volley player, one must hit the ball short and wide on returns, which is a tough skill set. Another strategy, one that I often used, I tried to beat the serve and volleyer to the net. So when I served, I played serve and volley and made he or she play from the baseline. The fourth style, the all-court player. Now we call the all-court player the heroes of tennis. Once you have shored up all your weaknesses, now you play what Bobby Riggs called airtight tennis. You have embodied the characteristics of the steady baseliner, the aggressive baseliner, the serve and volley player. The player who would come to mind right now would be Roger Federer, because he can do a little bit of everything. So Ken will show us the backhand drive, recover, forehand drive. Excellent. The serve and volley player, we said, was very tough because the return has got to be short and wide. The all-court player is difficult because you don't know whether he or she is coming in or not. Typically, the great serve and volleyers like Becker, Sampras, they came in about 65% of the time. So the problem is in returning, I have to momentarily look away from the ball and up to see if he or she's coming in or not. If he or she's coming in, we often would dink it at the feet. If they're staying back, now we must be sure to hit the ball high and deep away from them. So in this video, you learned the four different styles of players and the way to beat each of those styles. We have many subsequent videos discussing specifically each of those four styles. Don't forget to click the link, subscribe to the channel, and don't wait to buy that book. They're selling like hotcakes, still at the amazing price of $25 plus shipping. Thank you.